Last spring, Abraham Klingenberg of Tuktuk and WT took 3 young people out to his camp at Husky Lakes. There he shows the children what he likes to do around that area at this time of the year. Sit back and enjoy a great time at Husky Lakes. Thank you for joining us here on TAMAPTA. Tuktoyaktuk is a village in Canada's Western Arctic, situated on the shores of the Beaufort Sea with a population of about 1,000 people, mainly of the Inuvialuit ancestry. Abraham is an Inuvialuit from this community, and like a lot of the people from the village like to do up at this time of the year, is to spend some time at his outpost camp at the Husky Lakes area, which is about a 4-hour snowmobile trip southeast of the community. His cabin is a small plywood house heated by a fuel stove and a wood-burning heater as well. From this location, Abraham and his little companions will make small excursions to his favorite fishing spots. Along on this trip are his grandson Ian Elias, Theo Rogers, and her younger brother Ryan. Fishing through the ice, or jiggling as we like to call it, was a lot harder than it is today, mainly because the ice was a lot thicker due to a lot colder temperatures, and the holes through the ice had to be chiseled out manually. Nowadays, gas-powered ice augers are the things to have, as they make the jiggling holes much faster and neater. Abraham makes jiggling holes for each of the 3 youngsters and tells them to clean the holes with a homemade scoop. He then shows the children how much line to put out so their chances of catching fish are much better. Patience is a good thing to have when jiggling for fish through the ice. Ian, Thea, and Ryan made themselves as comfortable as possible while waiting for the first sign of a fish to strike. It's springtime here in the north, but the temperature is still quite cold. So Abraham set the tent so that when the children felt cold, they can sit in the tent to warm up. Ryan had been jiggling for about 10 minutes and caught these two good-sized trout. Both Thea and Ian caught one each for the day. The total catch for the day was 8 fairly good-sized lake trout. On the way back from the fishing spot, Abraham had noticed there was a muskrat house, or push-up as we like to call them, close to the camp. After checking to see if it was being used, he brought a trap and the three children wanted to see what he was going to do. Abraham noticed that the muskrat had been going to the push-up to feed quite regularly, so the rat house was good enough to set a trap in. He starts off setting the trap by chiseling the feeding ramp. This is where the muskrat sits while it is eating plant material it gets from the bottom of the lake. Then he cleans all the ice particles from the inside of the house. After that is done, he sets the trap and triggers it to see if the trap is working to his satisfaction. When he is confident that it snaps quickly, he readies the trap for the final set. He then places it on the newly chiseled spot and secures it so that it doesn't move. The entrance has to be covered with the original material so that the occupant of the rat house will not detect that the house was ever tampered with. With that completed, he further covers the whole thing with a blanket of snow. The next morning, Abraham and the 3 children go to the first trap, and without opening up the house, he taps on top of it to hear if a muskrat had gotten caught during the night. After all the traps were checked and reset, the little animals had to be skinned of their pelts. To do this, you got to have a very sharp skinning knife. The tail is then tied to a stationary pole. Then a cut is made from the hind feet to the middle of the tail. Then the skin is removed slowly by separating it from the flesh and the fat of the carcass. After demonstrating this for a while, each of the 3 children took turns skinning a portion of the muskrat. People of the Beaufort Delta region like eating the meat of the muskrat as well. The skins were then brought outside to freeze on the rack. Our adventure at the camp of Abraham in the Husky Lakes area came all too quickly, and it was time to go back to our homes in the communities again. But it was an enjoyable time out there. A special thanks to Abraham and his grandson, Ian Elias, for a great time that we had out at Husky Lakes. And to you, the viewers, thanks for watching TAMAPTA here on the Aboriginal People's Television Network. Watch for TAMAPTA each Thursday at 7:30 a.m., 5 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock p.m. Mountain. Thanks again for watching. Good day.